All right, here's everyone. There we go. Okay. Let me press start. Okay. This is a quote. I used to act dumb. It was an act. I am 26 years old, and that act is no longer cute. It is not who I am, nor do I want to be that person for the young girls who looked up to me. I know now that I can make a difference, and that I have the power to do that. I think this is an important quote, and if I was to inspire anybody on this planet, it'd be to my little sisters. Because even though that quote was by Paris Hilton, it remains relevant to everyone, especially little girls, who grew up thinking that they're less than they actually are. And it's so easy to just go out and put on an act and say, the world wants me to be this, the world wants me to be quiet and me to be funny, and it wants me to just sit there and look pretty. But what I would tell them is that you don't have to be that. You don't have to put up an act. You don't have to be what the world wants you to be, because most of the time, the world wants you to be less. Less of who you are, and less, they just want you to be less, whether it's like weight, or they want your personality to be less, or they want your volume to be less. You're expected to act less in the world. And although this is not true in all cases, it's just one thing that I could choose, like for my little sisters to know, it'd be that sometimes you have to act more. This is especially important to me one day, because I remember it was 9th grade year, and it was just a small thing that a boy told me, and I was never able to get it out of my head. And it wasn't big, and nor do I think he even remembers it, but I've never gotten it out of my head. It was just a question in class. The teacher asked all of us a question. I think it had something to do with Latin, and I knew the answer. And he looks over at me, he says, "What are you, Google?" And it's not that bad, it's not even funny. But I just remember that was like, oh, it was the moment I changed, because I realized they don't want me to be smart. They don't want all of it. They don't want the true me. They don't have to rise to my level. I should lower myself to theirs. And that's what changed me, because I spent the first 2 years of high school trying to blend in. And to blend in, it meant being less. Like my personality, my voice, who I was, I'm very dramatic. I had to be less, because I wanted people to like me. And I had to be less. So that would be my one encouragement, if I could say that to all little girls in the world, that being less isn't better. Because you fit in doesn't mean you're going to get attention, doesn't mean people are going to like you. They're going to think, oh, there's another one of them. And like Paris Hilton, it's not going to make you happy. You're not going to look back and say, oh, I loved sophomore year. I was just like everyone else. No, you're going to think back, and you're going to do that thing where you realize that you started doing something you loved because you loved it. And that one moment, you got to be more than you are. Whether that's on a stage, or kicking a goal, or even just doing really good on a test, you're just gonna remember, and it's gonna become more important to your life, the time where you were more. You were more than people thought you were supposed to be. You were more than even you thought you yourself could be. So I challenge my little sisters and everybody in the audience to be more. Don't sink yourself to their level. Make them rise to yours.